everybody, my name is Mark and you're watching Welcome to Mark's Bible Study. So happy to be with you. Videos we're adding on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And I am inviting you to my other Bible studies, to my other to my other channels as well. Today is the 6th of May 2025. It's 10:38 a.m. It's really sunny out. It's sunny outside. It's partly cloudy. I hope you are doing really well at school. I hope you're doing really well at school because in 2 weeks is the summer break and there's almost 3 months of summer, almost a 3 months of summer break. So I hope you're happy. I hope you are ready for summer. I hope you're ready to get into the summer vibes and get into those other kinds of situations that you can stay up a little later and that you can party with your friends and that you can travel with your family with your friends and do whatever you want for those 3 months. Stick into the good stuff because summer is about to happen right now. So we are going to talk about the Jews and the law today. Uh, the Jews and the law. We're gonna talk about. We're gonna focus on the law. How to yeah, why the law is even why the law is even uh, why we need to uh, accept laws, why we need to have rules. This is what we're gonna talk about today. So so yeah, sorry. We're gonna read Jesus is Calling on April 6th. Sorry. We're gonna read April 6th from Jesus is Calling. Tomorrow is already, today is Tuesday. Excuse me. Today is Tuesday and tomorrow is already the middle of the week. So, tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow is already the middle of the week. So, tomorrow we have no Bible study, but today we have Bible study. Bring me the sacrifice of thanksgiving. Take nothing for granted, not even the rising of the sun. Before Satan tempted Eve in the Garden of Eden, thankfulness was as natural as breathing. Satan's temptation involved pointing Eve to the one thing that was forbidden her. The garden was filled with the luscious, desirable fruits, uh, the desirable fruits, but Eve focused on the fruits that she couldn't have rather than being thankful for the many good things fairly and viable. This negative focus darkened her mind, and she succumbed the temptation. When you focus on what you don't have, on situations that displace you, your mind also becomes darkened. You take for granted life, salvation, sunshine, flowers, and countless other gifts from me. You look for what is wrong and refuse to enjoy life until this is fixed. When you approach me with thanksgiving, the light of my presence pours into you, transforming you through and through. Walk in the light with me by practicing the discipline of thanksgiving. So this is what God is telling us today in the 6th of May, which is not in the middle of the week, which is almost in the middle of the week, because now we have Tuesday morning, and now we gonna and now we are going to read the passage from Romans, the Jews and the law. Today we're gonna talk about accepting rules and trying to accept rules. You who call yourself Jews are relying on God's law, and you boast about your special relationship with Him. You know what He wants. You know what is right because you have been taught His law. You're convinced that you are a guide for the blind and a light for people who are lost in darkness. You think you can instruct the ignorant and teach children the ways of God. For you and certain that God's law gives you complete knowledge and truth. Well, then, if you teach others, why don't you teach yourself? You tell others not to steal, but do you steal? You say it is wrong to commit idolatry, but do you commit idolatry? You condemn idolatry, but do you use items stolen from pagan temples? You are so proud of knowing the law, but you dishonor God by breaking it. No wonder the scriptures say the Gentiles blasphemy the name of God because of you. The Jewish ceremony of the circumcision has value only if you obey God's law. But if you don't obey God's law, you are no better off than a circumcised Gentile. And if the Gentiles obey God's law, won't God declare them to be His own people? In fact, uncircumcised Gentiles who keep God's law, who will condemn you Jews who are circumcised, possess God's law, but don't obey it. For you are not a true Jew just because of you were born of Jewish parents, or because you have gone through the ceremony of circumcision. Not a true Jew is one whose heart is right with God, and true circumcision is not merely obeying the letter of the law, writer, right, letter of the law. Rather, it is a change of heart produced by the Spirit, and a person with a changed heart seek praise from God, not from people. So this is the passage from the book of Romans that we are going to be preaching today about law. You know, the thing is that we need to accept rules everywhere. Rules are everywhere. Rules are at home, in the store, at school, everywhere we have rules. So they can teach us what to do or what we shouldn't do. God is telling us God is telling us in the Ten Commandments, which those are rules that we need to obey those rules if we want to enter the kingdom of heaven. Even God has rules that we need to obey, which is the Ten Commandments. We need to follow the rules everywhere, in the museum, in the store, in the cinema, at school, at home, and you know, if we could live with no rules, everybody could do whatever they want. That is not the point of that is not the point of rules to harm other people. The point is to keep other people safe, to keep other people to keep other people's attention, what to do or not or what not to do. Excuse me. The rule is you cannot run away from your parents in the grocery store because you're gonna get lost. Rules are over your safety. Rules are protecting you so you cannot be harmed or other people cannot be harmed. The thing is, God is giving us rules because we need to be safe. We need to be safe. Those are the most important things. There's never too much safety. There's never too much safety because if you are safe, uh, because if you are safe, you're protected. You're good. You're unharmed. You're protected. But if you don't have rules that for example, safety rules are very important. When there's no rules, there's no safety. You know, you know what I mean? So we need to have rules. So we need to keep each other safe, keep our friends safe, keep our family safe. God gives us rules, so we want to be safe, and the rules in the Ten Commandments says, do not murder, do not steal, do not commit idolatry, do not say God's word in an angry tone. This is what people are doing anyway. They don't obey the rules. But we as Christians, we do obey the rule. We do obey the law. We know what the law is. We know what the rules are. For example, we need rules of the road, how we drive in the car. How we drive in the car. Sometimes there are roads, sometimes the lines in those roads are telling us what not to do and what to do. For example, there are some roads that you cannot pass the other car, or you cannot turn right, you cannot turn left. When the signs will not be there, people will do whatever they want, and there will be a car accident. The government of the state and of the country want to avoid this. That's why we have rules of the state, of the country. We have a law here. We have a bunch of rules here. That doesn't mean people are strict on us or something like this. That doesn't mean like that. People need to people need to acknowledge that what is safe and what is the rules accepted, that we need to then we need to obey those rules, so we need to be safe. For example, you cannot enter to some kind of a road when you drive in a car because the cars are going like that and like that. So you cannot do that. Or for example, you need to wait for a person till you need to wait for a person till he parks, till he's going from the right way. You never know who's going from the left way, from the right, from the left way or from the right way. You never know. Some people are calling, some people are calling names to those people. Some, you know, don't worry about it. Don't worry about don't worry about what other people worry about what our other people are doing. Keep your keep yourself focused on the road when you're driving a car. This is like God says, keep yourself focused. What are you doing in your life? Till you're not gonna enter till you're not gonna end up in the lake of fire because you murdered somebody, you killed somebody. That is against the law, against God's law. God is telling us that if we obey the law, we are safe. We do not do those bad things like steal or uh, keep our eyes on him. We need to keep our eyes on him. So we need to so we need to so we need to manage that. That if we that if we have wisdom in ourselves, then we can be more successful. This is very important. This is very important. Very important that we obey rules and obey laws. Parents give us rules at home because we need to be safe. That doesn't mean they're strict or they're harmful. Parents need to give us rules, so we need to be safe. Otherwise, that's going to be your parents' fault that your child is in pain. So, the thing is, if you're gonna have children in the future, or already you have children, don't be strict on them. You just have to give a little bit of mercy to your children, that the rules are very important. Or the kids are going to school. When kids are going to school, they have to wait, wait, before they cross the street, so the car doesn't hit them. That is the rule. Those are the safety rules that you need to teach your child to not do it. You don't want to cross your street in a red light. You don't want to drive a car in a red light. You don't want to. You need to wait for a green light, and then you can go, and then you can drive. Lots of people don't know that. Lots of people don't know that. Lots of people are just like speeding up, and lots of people are doing those crazy stuff, and they don't obey the law of the road. I know it's stressful, isn't it? But the point is, when you drive a car, you cannot drink alcohol. When you drive a car, you cannot smoke. When you are driving a car, you cannot talk on the phone. When you drive a car, you cannot text message in the phone. You need to be focused on the road, so God will protect you. God is focused on you. You need to be focused on the road that you are going. You need to pay attention to the things around you. But when you're texting and calling somebody, you don't pay attention and you do a mistake, and now you are very sorry for yourself. Lots of people don't know that. Lots of people are swearing and talking all this gibberish words that is not necessary to say, even in front of children. Shame on you, people. Well, the thing is that if you trying to keep your family safe, God is telling you to keep yourself safe. We need to keep our eyes on Him. So we don't get in a car crash, so you don't kill other people, so you don't injure other people. Lots of people get injured because they text on the phone or they calling somebody or da 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 da. This is how they. This is what the consequences are for if you don't follow the law and if you don't follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, consequences happen. Sorry about that. But it's really important to follow the rules when you're driving, when you are in the store. In the store, those are very important rules. You are in public. In the store, you are in public. People are shopping. And when you're starting to get crazy and running around over the store, you can bump into somebody. Or or for example, you can drop something and then before you pay, you eat some. That is not allowed. What is allowed is before you eat something from the store, you need to pay for it. Otherwise, it's stealing. It's really important for you to obey the rules and to keep yourself safe. Otherwise, you face the consequences. This is not a good thing. For example, rules at school. You have to play. For example, you have to say certain things at school, like no swearing at school, no bullying at school. Everybody is, because teachers they cannot. The teachers are about to protect us when parents are not when parents are not around. You have teachers, you have friends. Excuse me. But the school law, the big book of the school rules are very important. For example, if you're violent at school, then you're getting expelled. For example, you use your phone during the lesson, you have detention. You're facing the consequences. You're facing the consequences if you don't follow rules. So the thing is that you need to follow those rules so you don't face the consequences, so you don't waste your time and detain so you don't waste your time in the detention or something like this, or the teacher will not take your phone away. Sometimes I have those. I have sometimes I have those. So there are some schools that they don't allow phones in the campus of the school. There are some schools like that. Every single school has his own rules. We have to have rules, not to harm us, but to protect us. And for example, when you are meeting a friend at school, there are some rules of friendship too. If you are a friend to somebody who is at school, and the second day you just say, "Oh, I will bully that person." No, no, you're friends. You stay friends. Otherwise, again, you face the consequences. Your friend doesn't. The consequence of not following the rules of friendship, that the friend will never be your friend anymore. Those are the consequences. There's lots of things that you need to pay attention to. There are rules of the road, there are rules at school, there are rules in the cinema. Let's talk about the rules of the cinema. So the rules of the cinema, you come in with your family watching a movie, and for example, your child is starting to ask so many questions or running around the cinema room when everybody's trying to watch a movie. And you cannot, and you say, oh, okay, let him run around, let him burn his calories, ha ha ha. Those are the rules of the cinema. If you don't obey the rules of the cinema, there you go. Again, the consequences. You're getting kicked out from the cinema. Those are because we have rules. We need to pay attention what's going on around us. For example, if we are walking down the street, we need to make sure that the cars are not going. This is our safety thing. Those are safety rules. We need to use our brain so our brain can really like acknowledge that something that you are in danger, and the brain is alarming the whole body that you are in danger, or you are safe, or you're safe. I watched this one video on Brightside that you have to follow the rules before you go when you go into school. You need to make sure that nobody is gonna not no. There are lots of people around. There are lots of people around you, and some people are having crazy ideas. For example, there are bad people, there are criminals around us because we are living in this fallen world. And what if you get a phone from the police that your child got kidnapped? And what you gotta do as a parent? You have to go to police and report the information about this person who kidnapped your child. There you go. Otherwise, again, you face the consequences. Your child might tied up to the might be tied out to the tree, and yeah, and this person could do anything to this child. You need to keep your children safe. You need to keep other people safe so other people cannot get harmed or get hurt. This is really important, my dear friends. This is really important. That's why the rules and safety, there's not too much rules, there's not too much safety. Some kids are saying, "Oh, I don't need rules. I know everything. Oh, I know this. I know that." That is not true at all. That is not true at all. That is not true at all. You need to have rules. You need to have rules. Just like safety rules. If, for example, your child is playing basketball in the driveway, and excuse me, and you live right down the street where there's like busy road, and then the ball is going right to the road, and your child wants to get that ball, and he's running away, running to get that ball. And the mom says, "Hey, sweetie, don't go there because it's a busy road. The ball is not the most important thing. You are the most important thing because your parents are trying to keep you safe. For example, if a bully at school is like threatening you or doing something with you that is not appropriate, the child has to tell his parents, and the parents has to tell to other parents, the parents of this bully, then the principal, and then the bully face the consequences that you cannot talk to this child. I had this one time that was kind of ridiculous, even when I met a friend in a bus stop, and then I didn't do anything to him. I was just like, yeah, I was just trying to be friends with him, and he told parents on me, and his parents are not allowed to talk to him. Those things are happening, my dear friends. But my American friends really understand me because they are aware what is my problem. They are aware that that I know their parents. Their parents letting my friends talk to me. That's the truth. You need to keep your child safe. You need to keep your child safe. You need to make sure that your child doesn't get into some kind of a some kind of a danger or something. There's some things like that happening. So you need to be safe. Like this. In Jesus' name, amen. I hope you get this message to your heart. I hope you get this message to your brain because it's very important what I just said today. Thank you so much for joining me in this wonderful Bible study. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell. Videos we are adding on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Please check out my channels as well. DJ Mark 2000, Rock My Beat with Mark, DJ Mark Polska, Dance with Jesus, and also that Bible, and also that channel. And don't forget to stay happy, keep yourself safe, and keep worshiping the Lord. See you later, and God bless you.